Hey, what's going on? BTBT is back with episode 40, the Big 4-0. Originally, we didn't intend to turn this Puerto Rico hurricane relief charity event into a two-part show, but we had such a good time hanging at Absurd Conclave in Bushwick and got so much good content that we decided, what the hell, let's do it in 2 installments. So, therefore, we bring you part 2 this week, a show that features Johnny Rivera of Brooklyn Coquito. His Coquito really was a revelation, and we definitely recommend it when you're searching for something alcoholic that isn't craft beer. We also hang with quirky young entrepreneur Rebecca Villacis, who is a co-owner of Absurd Conclave and Juice Garden BK. Now, before we kick things off, don't forget, you can order your very own custom BTBT logo 16-ounce can-style glassware today. It's a perfect drinking companion for any and every occasion. Visit the BTBT store at www.beertodaybeertomorrow.com and grab yours today. All proceeds are invested directly back into BTBT so that we can bring you bigger, better, and more frequent content. We appreciate the support. Now crack a few brews if you got them and enjoy the show. Cheers. All right, what's going on? This is Beer Today, Beer Tomorrow. We have a very, very special guest here. Sir, please introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? My name is Johnny Rivera. I am the owner of Brooklyn Coquito. Yeah, Coquito is, for those that don't know, is a coconut cream liqueur, usually made with rum around the holidays in the Puerto Rican households. And for the past 5-6 years, I've been mixing it up and, yeah, doing really well with it. So
what was the inspiration? Like, how did you get into even, you know, making this? Like what was, is there a backstory to this?
Yeah, so back in, I want to say 2010, 2009, one of those 2 years, I was with my ex-girl, and her mom was, her grandmother was here from Puerto Rico. We lived in Jersey at the time. She's actually my ex-wife. And then we lived in Jersey, and her grandmother came, mixed up some coquito, and it was the first time I had it in like 10 years. And it just reminded me of like home and the holidays. And the last coquito I had before hers was like very similar, and it just brought me back instantly. So I was like, all right, cool. So a few days later, I had a party to go to, mixed them up, put it in 2 bottles, brought it to the party, and everyone went crazy over it, where people actually made bids for the last bottle I had.
Wow.
That went for like $100. And
wow.
I was like, all right, cool, guys, I'm not going to sell it. You guys come on, figure something out.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And then from there, it was like, I guess you could say it was my aha moment.
There you go.
So from there, it was just, because, you know, coquito is something where, you know, the grandmothers and the mothers would make it. They'll gift it to family or sometimes sell it just to make extra money for the holidays. So I was like, all right, I need to give gifts, and I need some extra money for the holidays.
It's win-win.
Right. So that's exactly what I did. So it went from like, you know, a few bottles to a couple of hundred in 3, 4, 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, a few hundred bottles. Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, I mean, it's absolutely delicious. Like just drinking it. I mean, you guys agree. I mean, I'm obviously we're big craft beer guys, but I mean, this coquito was. I mean, the way the mixture, the way it's blended. I mean, the notes. I mean, it's delicious. It's like a dangerous dessert. Like you don't know that it's alcohol in there, and you drink too much, you don't know what's gonna happen. But it's really well done.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. Now you were saying you're the only person involved in making this.
Yes.
And I think earlier you had said it takes 3 days to make 1 bottle. You're saying you're making
not 1 bottle. It
one
takes
bottle.
3 days to, let's say I make a 100-bottle batch. It'll take me 3 days to from beginning to make it to bottling it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you're making 100 bottles in 3 days.
I can make more.
Okay.
But yeah, it all depends. Yeah,
Okay.
But whether it's 100 bottles or 500, it would take 3 to 4 days to make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was like, oh, this dude's making 1 bottle in 3
No,
days. I was sitting there like,
no,
yo,
man.
this guy is going crazy
That's a crazy guy. I'm not that crazy.
Okay.
Maybe a little crazy, but not that crazy.
Okay.
And obviously you're a Brooklyn dude. I mean, you're Brooklyn through and through.
Yeah, man. I was born in Ponce, Puerto Rico, and in '85, my family moved to Bushwick, and I lived in Bushwick practically my whole life, from the time I was 3 till I was 25, 26.
Brooklyn, you know,
yeah,
we got to counteract this man's Queens, this constant Queens.
Yeah,
Queens.
I mean, I got love for Queens just because of for the past few years I've been living in Ridgewood, which is neighboring Bushwick. It was actually part of Bushwick. Yeah, it was actually part of Bushwick back in the day.
Oh, wow.
But they just they zoned.
You see,
it
this
out.
man is the best of both worlds right here.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, man.
There
Yeah, a
you
little
go.
bit of everything, you know.
There you go.
Yeah, I got love for Queens.
Yeah.
I'm a Mets fan, so
There you go. Let's go Mets. That's it. That's it.
There we go. Trash this year, though, right?
Look. You know, Mets fans got a saying. There's always next year. You know?
Right. And to think, I thought we were over it, right? It's
I thought so, too.
We're good again. No, stop.
You had all the pieces come together, and then shit just had to happen. Injuries and, all kinds of stuff. But, man,
it's football season now, though, so we let on that roll.
I don't even want to talk football.
No,
You a Jets guy? You a Jets guy?
I'm a Giants guy.
It doesn't matter if you're a Jets or a Giants guy. We're hurting.
They're both bad.
Yeah, they're both bad. They are.
It's like, what are we waiting for, the draft? Like, I never thought this day would come, but yeah.
It's not. It hasn't been good.
Wait for the Knicks. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's what has me excited.
New York sports, they're not looking too great, but you know what? The Knicks, Chris Stapps, he's been doing his thing. So Porzingis. There you go.
My buddy from Latvia was actually in town, caught a couple games just for that.
I bet. I mean, he's got to be like a Latvian superhero.
Oh yeah, he's like.
Did he wear a jersey?
I think there's only 2 like Latvian sports stars in the States. So yeah.
There you go. So just going back to the Brooklyn Coquito, because it is delicious. So if people want to get some, like how can they acquire some of this delicious drink?
Yeah, so I have a website, brooklyncoquito.com. Coquito is spelled Coquito.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's
Brooklyn. Yeah, so brooklyncoquito.com. I sell it as a base. You can have it as a base, and the alcohol. We talk about that. But yeah, that's how they can holler at me and see if they can get some. Or you can go on Instagram, Brooklyn Coquito, Facebook, Brooklyn Coquito.
All right. You thinking of branching out, making any other drinks beyond this at some point, or is it right now just Coquito focused?
Right now, just Coquito focused. I think when you put your focus on one thing, it allows you to really master it.
Sure.
And I think that's been my primary focus, to just like master the blend, master everything with it in order to take it to the next level. I can't, because there's different types of Coquito out there. People make it with like Nutella, they make it with pistachio, and I get asked all the time, hey, do you have it with this flavor? Do you have a vegan? I'm like, I need to master this first before branching out and making all these different types of flavors. I think that's the best. At least for me, it makes sense to do that.
That's awesome, man. It sounds like it started at, like initially it was like a labor of passion, and then it just kind of come like, wow, this clicked. Now this can be a business.
No, that's exactly my mindset on it. I mean, it's still a passion. I mean, if not, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing with it.
Right.
But it just makes sense. It makes sense. Every time I make it makes sense to make it. Whenever I deliver it to someone's house and they tell me, yo, this tastes so good, it just makes sense, So I'm just going with what makes sense. I'm not trying to force anything. I keep it very simple, one size, one little label on it, package. Just keep it simple, just because it makes sense. And whatever happens with it, it happens with it.
I got to say, even from a marketing perspective, I mean, like, obviously the color of the Coquito is very distinct. It's like a milky white. But just the bottle, you just got you have the black top around the opening, and then you have the logo, and it's very appealing. Like, I think it works very well together. I think it's a great job in just the presentation of it.
For sure, thank you. Yeah, I needed to highlight it, because the way Coquito is made, especially like when it's really really old school, you bottle it in any type of bottle you can find in your house. So whether it's a wine bottle or Bacardi bottle or a Belvedere or even a growler, you put it in there and you give it out. And that's actually how I started. But as time went on, I wasn't selling Bacardi. I wasn't selling Belvedere. I'm not selling beer. I'm selling Coquito. So I decided to get bottles, showcase it, because that's exactly what I was selling. So hence why the bottle it is what it is. Yeah. Because I gotta show it.
Yeah,
I gotta show it.
I see the design. It reminds me of the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. Well, you're not the first person to say that. The thing with the design, black. I think black is very New York. Whenever you can, right, definitely. But I think when we talk about like wearing black, all black, I mean, Jay-Z talks about it, like so many people, Madonna, like it's such a New York thing, that when I decided to go this route, I was like, you know what, I'm from New York, I'm Brooklyn, black is just pure. When you see something black, it's just like, it's just like it's it. Like, all right, that's legit. So for me, my thought process, along with it being from New York, was just that it's just pure and it's just simple, black. And black stands out. And the star, actually, not a lot of people know this, but the star, because people tell me it reminds them of the Converse logo as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I could kind of see that.
But the star actually represents the Puerto Rican flag star. and that's why it's there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's why it's there.
Cool.
And you know, when something has a star on it, it's like a stamp. It's like, yeah, that shit's legit.
Yeah,
you know.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's I guess that's where the logo comes
Very cool.
from.
So I gotta ask, deviating from the alcohol. I mean, so obviously you grew up over here. So were you into that like boom bap era of hip hop? Like were you influenced at all by that?
You know what? I was actually raised religious. My
Okay.
family was
Wow.
my family was Pentecostal.
Oh, okay.
And that's like you go to church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Right.
and Saturday twice. Like that was what I grew up with. And you know, as I grew up, you know, as I got older, I didn't want to go anymore. So I would try to hide to like, oh, I hope the church bus forgets me.
Right.
But just because, you know, it just, yeah, I don't want to go into the whole religion thing. But I didn't get into hip hop until I was like a mid-teen, you know? So I was, when I got into hip hop, it was like, I want to say 95, 96.
It was a good year to get into it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's when Reasonable Doubt was out, you know,
Right.
Sure.
Nas was killing,
Yeah.
you know, and actually my
Nah,
first.
still killing it.
Right. The first song I learned was Gin and Juice.
Okay.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg, Gin and
Okay.
Juice, because
Yeah.
I would write the lyrics down. I wasn't too good at listening to a song and remembering it.
Right.
I needed to write it down. To this day, I'm not that good at that. But yeah, so that was like the first song I memorized, and then Coolio was out around that time with
Right, Gangsta's
Gangsta's
Paradise, yeah.
But then, you know, the whole, you know, being from Brooklyn, I started understanding, seeing the people around me, because when I was raised in Van Buren, all my friends before I was a preteen, we all just played sports and hung out outside, and that's it. There was no hip hop, there was none of that. There was no girls, none. We just played sports, and that was it. But once I moved to like the Knickerbocker area, that's where all the dudes that were in the street were in the street. You
Right.
know? So I was like, okay, like, all right, these dudes know what's good. So that's when I was really started getting into hip hop with like the Hove and Nas, and Jay-Z's actually one of my favorite rappers, along with Big Pun.
Great.
But
Yeah.
so
Big Pun too. Yeah.
Big Pun's
yeah.
one of the nicest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I guess that was what I was raised on. You
Nice.
know, just
Okay.
like the whole gritty New York.
Yeah,
New
makes
York
sense. I
hip-hop.
mean, that gritty
Yeah.
New York era was one of the best in hip hop, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I know you got to run. Is there anything you want to leave the audience, you know, about your brand, about what you do, about, you know, want to promote any event you got coming up, anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the brand goes, I mean, there's so many things with our Puerto Rican culture that are being like lost in a sense that for me, I don't want that to happen when it comes to something like Coquito, because when you think of Coquito, you just think about good times. You know, I think it's perfect because it represents like celebratory moments. You
Yeah.
know, like family, fun, everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
So when the grandmothers are gone, who's gonna make it? You know,
That's a good point.
Who's gonna go out there and make coquito? It's very time consuming. Even, I mean, my process is time consuming. But even without it being 3 days, like, people still take a lot of time to do it, and a lot of ingredients that are involved in it. So I just don't want that to die. So that's the reason why I'm really trying to get it to the next level,
Yeah.
to just keep that aspect of the culture alive.
That's
you
awesome,
know?
man.
And yeah, so every little step, you know, is geared towards that. You know, like yesterday I had an event with Rock Nation and Douce. So I infused the Coquito base with Douce cognac. And for Puerto Ricans, that you don't do that. You keep that shit the way it is. You just rum or pitojo, which is like our version of moonshine.
Right.
But no one drinks that because it's like 8,000% alcohol. Like, you don't want that 8,000% proof. But I infused it with the cognac, with the Douce, and it was amazing. You know, it was the first time I actually had it with the Douce with cognac, and it was just great. And the event was dope. So I just want to continue that. You know, just to introduce it and to people that don't know about it, but also innovating it with other brands, you know, and other types of alcohol. And yeah, so that's basically the route that I would love to go toward.
Very cool.
Okay, say I was in a place called Pittsburgh. How could I get Brooklyn Coquito?
All right, well, you're not going to set me up with that question and say, I'll ship it. What I would do is I will ship you the base and tell you how much alcohol to add to it.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's a fair comment. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So right now, I mean, like if you want to get a bottle, you got to be around. You got to be in the
New York area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
fair. And it's worth it, because it's. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I thought blended very well. I mean, you know, you definitely get those vanilla banana notes. The alcohol is very subtle.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the alcohol percentage is significant, but
Yeah.
it's definitely very subtle, very masked in the background. It was delicious. I think I think you can enjoy that, any time of year, especially now during the winter season. But I think it appeals to a lot of people. It appeals to guys, girls. I think it's got a lot of It's almost like you're like taking Coquito, which is kind of maybe like like you said, like the grandparents type thing, and you're kind of like making it cool. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean that's I love that. I have a couple of friends that I have a good friend of mine. His name is Von Renaissance. He's a salsa dancer. Mm-hmm. He also sings and he plays the trombone. But when he dances salsa, he infuses hip hop and mambo into his salsa routines. So he's over there popping and locking and doing all these different things, but to salsa songs, you're hearing Hector Lavoe in the background, and he's dancing hip hop. And I just love that because it's just innovating and infusing our culture and representing it in a different way, and also introducing it in a different light. And why not? It's all it's all the same. It's all relative. It's all music, and again, it's all culture. Yeah. So I think that when you mentioned that as far as making it cool, it's definitely you have to make it cool. If not, it'll just stay as as a Christmas thing, and then that's it, and then shelved.
But I think that's what's really cool about it, right? You're taking your heritage and your culture, and you're and it's like that Brooklyn fusion, obviously you have the roots and the heritage, but you put that Brooklyn spin on it, and you're making it something new, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So the recipe originated from grandma, but as time went on, I decided, I got to tweak this a little bit to really make it mine.
Awesome.
To really make it how I would enjoy and how everyone else would enjoy it. So it took me some time to really master the ingredients and the process, and to the point where every bottle would taste the same, just because I follow every step the same all the time.
Very
cool. So if one thing goes in one time, this is going to be the same thing for the next batch.
Nice.
Same thing with beer. Yeah, consistency. When you're brewing beer, you got to follow the steps.
Yeah.
If not, forget about it. It's just not going to taste good. Yeah. At least I think. Right?
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Well, man, thank you so much for hopping on the show. We appreciate it. We like what you're doing. Everybody check out Brooklyn Coquito. I guess the best way really is Instagram, right? Is that probably the best way?
Instagram,
Brooklyn Coquito on Instagram. That's COQUITO, Brooklyn Coquito. And yeah, man, cheers. Thanks for coming on the show.
Man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Check one. Check two. All right. Beer today. She's in the background saying it. Beer today, beer tomorrow, back at it. And I think we probably just had the best beer we had all night. Green Power by Other Half.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was a tasty IPA.
Yeah, it was very tasty.
I think that was very tasty. I don't know. It's up there with that Finback for me.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And that Chipotle beer.
Yeah.
So Rebecca's whispering things in my ear. What's up, Rebecca?
Was that the one that you gave me over there?
It was. Do you want to hop? There's a mic right there. Do you want to hop on the show?
We have a whole microphone for you.
Okay, so Rebecca's going to get a cup and a refill. Rebecca is actually part of Absurd Conclave and part of the folks putting this event on today, and she's also part of Juice Garden BK. So she'll hop on in a second. But, yeah, that Other Half, 191 Center Street, Brooklyn, opened in 2014. Andrew Berman, Matt Monahan, Sam Richardson. I mean, those guys are doing fire stuff over there. Andrew Berman said that when they started with the West Coast yeast strain, it wasn't really working out for them, so they started to experiment with an English and Northeast ale strains, and the rest is history, so to speak. And man, Green Power was. I mean, we were having a lot of interesting beers. We still have more beers to try, but Green Power was phenomenal. Perry, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you really can't go wrong. Other Half's definitely one of the biggest hitters in the market right now, New York market-wise.
I mean, it seems like every time they have a can release, people get up there hours and hours.
They had a release today, actually. I walked by it. Interestingly, they were using another garage at the corner of the street.
Really?
Not the one attached to their tap room.
Right.
So I guess they must be doing bigger and bigger releases that they need more space to do that. But I thought it was ironic because, the can game there is so strong. I was just walking by with the growler, and this guy said, hey, I got some cans from last week's release if you're interested.
Right.
It's
awesome.
It's like a
secondary market.
Yeah, it's
wow.
like a black market secondary.
Well, the thing is, what was it the first time they did the release? Was it the first time with Trillium? when they had that crazy release. Because I know people, I know people that got up.
I was at that release. I didn't get any cans, but I tried the beers.
Right.
But that was before they had the bigger tap room.
That was before they had the bigger tap room, right?
Yeah, they said they sold out within a couple hours, and people had camped out overnight.
Well, there was people
They're opening a second tap room, or no?
No,
they did.
It's just that it's twice as big.
It's twice as big. And for that first release, they did a couple of collabs. One of them was a Trillium out of Boston, and people were literally going 2 in the morning. People were waiting online. There were thousands of people online waiting to get beer.
Same people that wait for kicks.
That's just that's insane. That's crazy. I respect it.
I
respect it.
I mean, you try the beer. The beer is phenomenal.
Oh my
I
God.
think the beer is phenomenal.
Have you been getting those text messages
but
about the
it's interesting.
Oh,
It's interesting.
I got like 5 of them. I was just like, stop.
Rebecca, you got text messages from the iPhone?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
No, they were like, oh, iPhone 8 is out.
Right.
You're eligible to get your iPhone 8. I was just
Fuck
like,
Apple.
That's what I was saying.
Fuck Apple.
I mean,
Rebecca,
I have an Apple.
do you want to tell us a little bit about Absurd Conclave and Juice Garden BK?
Yeah, dude. Listen, we're family based. You know, we're doing what we gotta do. I love making juices. We grew up making that stuff.
Right.
And that's what we're doing.
Health and wellness all the way, right?
All the way.
That's excellent. So you guys are a family-run business. You guys are here in the heart of the trendy Bushwick scene. You guys put on this event today. It was pretty awesome. It was a really cool event. The space is really nice. So what's next for you guys? What's next for Absurd Conclave and Juice Garden BK?
I mean, we got a couple of events coming up. My favorite one that I can't wait. It's, it's coming up, but it's
That's very descriptive.
Time out. Let me finish talking. God. Listen, I got a lot to say. I like to just take my time.
No, you got
suspense.
This is your platform. This is your platform. You got all the time you need.
Yeah.
Shout out to Janice Edge coming through.
Listen,
by the way, Becky,
who likes 420 though?
Everybody likes 420.
Exactly. December 1st.
Never tried this stuff in my life.
Oh, good for
never,
you.
Never done this stuff in my life.
Good for you. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, good for you.
This is job hunting, Justin talking. Never had this stuff in his life.
For the record, never tried it in my life.
Full disclaimer, it's all stunt pot. But what's going on December 1st?
You know, we're working.
Is this a
something.
BTBT exclusive? We getting exclusives every week. Yeah.
But we're working on some collabs right now. But it might be coming up a 420 friendly event.
Got some edibles going on.
All about it.
That's health and wellness.
Such things. That would be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like
that
might be an event I was at. I'd be at if I did such things. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it could be the event that you try it for the first time.
Yeah, I would not try it for the first time, but I would go if I did such things. So,
can we just put the disclaimer out there? This is a media entertainment, so you don't know if we're talking shit or we're not talking shit. Let's just be honest. Everybody at this table has partaken in a little bit of the greenery.
I have never partaken in the greenery. We're not doing that.
So, Rekka, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the one we were just talking about. What was it called?
The other half?
Yes.
The other half.
The one I get green power?
Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
It was really, 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 really good.
Yeah, and you're not a huge beer head, and you're not a big IPA person, and that
you're 420er?
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm just like, look, I try it, I explore, and it's like if it's something I like and something I enjoy, I will embrace it. I will talk about it. Be like, hey, look, have you tried this one? Because I remember I tried the Kelso, and the Kelso was good.
Yeah, Kelso's good. You did the whole Hopsy thing too.
Yeah, I bought the 4-pack.
Yeah. Actually, Hopsy set up their own BTBT page, so you can get that BTBT discount. First order, $21, free shipping. You get 4 32-ounce growlers.
And I got it within 2 days.
And it comes within 2 days, yeah.
I was so surprised, because usually when you order something online,
it takes a while.
Get it in a week. And I was...
Yeah, but you can't because it's beer. Like, you need that right away. You need it right away.
And it was still cold.
There you go. No, I like the way they ship it. It comes with the ice.
It's really cute packaging.
Well,
I'm gonna have to get on that. I'm at get all their sours. Get 2 growlers of sours.
Well,
and improve my life.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Or just wait till Grim opens and walk down the street.
What they? Oh, in my neighborhood?
They're gonna be off the L.
Okay.
Very cool.
So it'll be an easy ride.
Okay.
Very, very cool. Very cool. So,
So let's talk about these beers we had. We had the other half.
other half is dope. I mean, other half was fire. We also had Hollows from LIC. Hollows is an Imperial IPA, 8.5%. Double dry hot, Mosaic, Matueka, blueberry zesty citrus, lime fresh, sweet resin, creamy.
Peter rating?
Creamy and pillowy from the massive addition of flaked oats. I thought it was dope.
Cute.
I thought Hollows was dope. Yeah. There you go. Very descriptive with the linguistics. It was dope. I liked it. I would say out of 5, I would give it a 4.4.
4.4. What about you? Perry rating.
I had that actually on tap at Torst's a few weeks back. Yeah, I'd give that a good 4.2.
4.2.
Yeah.
It's fair. That's fair. And then just jumping. So, what other beers have you had, Rebecca? You had the Sierra Nevada from the keg.
Wait, I have to ask my boyfriend because he knows
Janice
exactly
Edge.
what he was pouring every drink.
Because
I
he's
had.
a man. I'm just joking.
Whoa. Listen, the woman was busy working, so the man had to serve me something to drink.
That's
while
what I like
was
to hear.
working.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen. We're all we're pro that women's rights over here.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry for children that are listening.
I hope children are not listening.
They should
Yeah.
not be listening about beer until they're at least 16.
That's fair. So I'll tell you guys a little bit more about LIC. Right? So back in July, LIC Beer Project were featured in a Paste magazine article about the 13 northeastern breweries known for their hazy New England style IPAs. Also on that list out of New York was Other Half, of course, which are fucking phenomenal. Equilibrium, which I keep hearing amazing things about. I've had some of their stuff. Like, they're really doing some good things. Sand City, who's another one, which is pretty dope. And Perry, you and I were drinking some of their stuff on the one of the couple episodes back at the well.
I saw them in a bar the other day, too. They're definitely starting to finally get some keg footholds.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, they had some really juicy IPAs that night, so I really enjoyed those. And, of course, Grimm was on the list, too. And Grimm's not even really known for that, which I thought that was interesting.
It seems like they only do, I would say, 80% sours, it seems.
Yeah.
Market-wise that I've seen thus far. And then the other 20% is a nice mix of what else everybody likes.
Very tasty sours, too. Very tasty
delicious.
sours. And right now, all of us are drinking another beer that Justin brought. It's Stickball and Johnny Pump Session IPA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 5% ABV, 85 IBUs, dry hopped for a big citrusy hop aroma. Bridge and Tunnel, shout out to Rich. They started off on a nanoscale, brewing 1.5 barrel batches, 6 still kegs, some turnover quickly. So if you run into these beers, drink them while they last. What's up, Rebecca?
Hey, look. I just finished talking to
You
my
did.
boyfriend.
There he is.
And he finally told me all the beers that I've drinking tonight. It's 6 Point, Kelso, and Sierra. What? Sierra
So
what?
the 6 Point was a Pilsner, was a German-style Pilsner, I believe. The Sierra Nevada was their traditional pale ale, which is very nice. The Kelso, was that another Pilsner?
Say it again.
Was the Kelso a Pilsner? I didn't get to try that one. It's on the wall. We have a wall of. It's on the wall.
You missed out. That was actually kind of pretty good. I'm not gonna front.
So you know what? Why don't we open up? I have an aged Imperial Stout, which that was the 6 Point. That was a Pilsner. So I have an aged Imperial Stout. It could be good. It could be terrible. Would you guys like to bust? Janair, can you grab some cups for us? Can you grab a cup for yourself? We're gonna bust out some
Imperial Stout.
No, that's a Carol. You guys didn't drink this one yet. So we also coming up soon. We have the Carroll Garden Wit, which is a Belgian wit, 5% ABV. What? What did you just say? Rebecca's a character.
You tell him. I mean, listen, I think
She's happy that she's on a podcast and she can speak her mind.
That's awesome. You can say whatever you want. You could say anything you want.
I want to
drinking
give a
is
big
fun.
shout out to Bruno Daddy out of Iconic.
Shout out, Queens guy.
I see you out there DJing that house and hip hop. I think you got some great beers as well. The next time you're out here spinning, let me know. He spins at Flat Tops, it looks like, every so often. Big shout out to Bruno Daddy. Anybody that's out here, like, just trying to get it, man.
Yes.
We need to step up there again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we haven't been there in a minute. They're one of the most, like, unsung heroes of Queens, local guys. They're from Astoria. And they have really bold, robust flavors. They just, I feel like they don't get as much attention as they should. But they're a great brewery. And, you know, Astoria, Queens guys. You know how I feel about that. Queens all day, baby.
Still gotta make
Here we go. Here we go.
brewery run
I
or
feel
something.
like you rep Queens so hard. I just have to start repping some Brooklyn just to bring some parody.
Well,
to
you
it.
guys-
And maybe Perry needs to do like Bronx or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no.
Well, Perry,
don't
you're a
know.
Brooklyn guy.
I am a Brooklyn guy.
You guys
a
are Brooklyn
Brooklyn guy.
transplants.
I can
We are
walk-
Brooklyn
I can walk to
transplants.
3 breweries. I'm down with that.
There you- all right, so look, this. So what I got next? It's Clown Shoes. This used to be called their. I believe this used to be called their Vampire Stout, but this is Undead Party Crasher, an American Imperial Stout. This has been aging in my fridge for a fuck long time. So
The cover, I feel like we have to take a picture of
their
the
art.
art.
Oh,
The art is amazing. It looks like, you know, one of those 80s sci-fi novel covers.
This is mine.
Amazing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, it's not it. This is someone else's cup.
Just pass them down. I'm pouring them. I'm pouring them out. You guys just. It doesn't matter, Justin. Just there you go.
I got a double
That
cup
was a
here.
beautiful pour, though. Look
Jenna
at that.
Sage, did you get your cup? You're drinking some of this. Chenier.
Janier, what did you
Janier.
think about the Chipotle?
If you actually go to the restaurant chain Chipotle, that's what it tasted like.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. It was spicy. It was
Pass
like
this to
spicy
Janier.
chocolate.
Janier,
I will
chocolate.
tell you my personal opinion on that.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I already told
You're
you.
gonna start an argument here.
we want the truth. No, we
It's not a
look.
debate.
BTBT, we don't pull no punches, and we talk. You know, it's all real talk. So tell us, Becky, how you feeling about it? How are you feeling about that Chipotle porter?
That shit was trash.
Wow.
Okay, that's
I
fair
would
enough.
not be like, yo, give me that Chipotle beer. That shit was bomb.
You don't like spicy things? You don't like
Negative.
spicy things?
I like that shit in my rice and in my chicken.
Wow.
Not in my fucking beer.
Wow.
Excuse me for my cursing. Oh my god.
No,
I'm
we're
so
totally
sorry.
free.
There's no
So
FCC.
I gotta say that this has held up nicely. This has held up pretty nicely. This
What is this one called again?
This is the clown shoes.
yeah, it's by Clown Shoes. No, he's
Oh,
right.
I thought you were joking.
It's Clown Shoes is the group. It's called Undead Party Crasher, formerly known as Vampire Slayer. It's a 10.5% Imperial Stout. They say 10.5, and they say it's sports signature
It's
dark
Imperial,
malts,
son.
holy water, and malt smoked locally with hickory and ash. You definitely get dark chocolate, black coffee, licorice. It's very tasty. It's very tasty.
I like this.
I like it too.
Wow.
I'm a fan. I like what Clown Shoes is actually the first New York, well, other than Sierra Nevada, it's the first non-New York brew we had all day. They're actually out of Ipswich, Massachusetts. Their mission is to produce beer without pretension while being free and a little crazy. And I think they achieve that. I really enjoy this. This, like I said, I've been waiting to open this. This has been in my fridge in a minute. I love the art. You got some dude. It looks like he's at some type of monster office party. There's like a Frankenstein and a zombie and a leprechaun in the background, and some dude's trying to kill a werewolf dressed in like a 70 with like a 70s suit on.
It looks
Reminds
crazy.
me of
And it says
X-Men.
"Welcome Trademark Attorneys" over it. So, Rebecca, what do you think of this one?
I'm gonna have a sip before I say something. Honestly, I enjoy it.
I like this too. Perry, what do you think of this?
I feel like I'm drinking straight alcohol with this a little
Well,
bit.
it's a little boozy, but I think like the flavor is held up. I think it's pretty nice. I mean, let me let you guys speak on it first. So Perry, you go first, and you let me know what you think.
It's definitely got a nice richness to it. Kind of reminds me of the more motor oil style stouts and powders.
Oh my god. You think of
Fair.
motor oil. Like, whoa, I didn't get that. But okay, continue.
It's just the kind of thickness to it. You know what I mean?
Okay, the thickness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, there are stouts named motor oil stout that have this kind of a
you're talking to someone that doesn't drink beer. Like, oh, I know what this is. This is that.
But you did recently go to a brewery, didn't you, Rebecca?
Yeah, I went to KCBC, I think.
Just down the street.
Oh no! I went to.
No, didn't you go to the cidery? You went to a cider spot.
Yeah. I went to Angry Orchard.
Okay, there you go. And you said that was a pretty cool experience, right?
That was fun. I had a lot of fun. It was really cute. They had like a couple of games there. They took us on a tour in their tree house.
There you go. There you go. Very, very cool.
Right now would be perfect timing because you get to see the different colors of the leaves.
Oh yeah.
It's the season.
So you know what? I want to switch gears for a second, right? So I want to just put something out there, and I want you guys to all react to it. Justin, you too. So just recently, this past week, the former chief marketing officer of Anheuser-Busch, who was InBev, the evil empire, right? Yeah. The brewer of Budweiser beer and many other atrocities against mankind.
Listen. I guess I'm a troll here, but yo, I'll drink some fucking Bud. I don't give a shit.
Well, here's what's interesting. Listen to what this guy said, right? He said that he basically said that the movement is moving from barley and hops to cannabis, and he thinks that the alcohol industry casts its sights on the burgeoning market for state-sanctioned marijuana. So he's already made 2 investments. This guy's name is Bugrave, I believe. He's made 2 investments in the space. Most recently, he joined the advisory board of the Green Rush Group, the San Francisco-based startup, which says it aims to be the Amazon of weed, and it closed its $3.6 million Series A fundraising round last week. Bugrave, who's a native of Belgium with a master's degree in economics, also co-founded Toast, which makes pre-rolled joints. And this former InBev guy is basically saying the craft beer market is shifting, and that market, the contention of that market is going to move now into the marijuana market. So I find that interesting that it's an InBev guy, and obviously this guy, as much as we don't like InBev, you know, obviously this guy's in this position. He's a very smart guy. He's a businessman. He knows what he's talking about for the most part. He just was involved in shitty beer, but obviously he's a smart guy. I mean, what do you guys think about that? You think that trees could be taking some of the spotlight off of craft beer as far as trends go?
Absolutely, because I think that that's going to be the new thing. You go to a bar, you smoke some weed. I've never done that in my life, but that's a thing that people might want to do. And it's not a thing that you necessarily do together. You from what I've seen, you know, like you don't smoke weed and then drink beers together because then you get the spins, or so I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard they go together quite well. Just what I've heard.
I think it's all. I've been told it's all about the order, right? Just like, you know, booze to beer.
Right, liquor before beer. Right,
never.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I don't know that it would really take away from the market. I think they're 2 distinct markets that are both going to grow organically and wildly. Right,
sure.
Like the craft beer market exploded.
Completely agree.
The same way, like I have friends that live in Washington, right? And because it's fully legal there now, you know, they try the edibles, they try the like crazy strains, all the different it is like craft beer where you have all these crazy options. You know,
right.
Our friends in San Francisco, same kind of deal, right? So you can just smoke, right? Just like you could go get drunk on Bud,
right?
Or you can try something that, you know, completely gives you a different feel, just like you can get a totally different taste out of beer.
I completely agree, and I feel almost at certain points they could probably complement each other. I mean, it's complicated with the laws, and the Trump administration is taking a hard line against it. Although I did hear that they're introducing bills potentially of impeachment for Trump. So
I don't think any of that's happening.
I think they did, but they know it's not going to go.
That man's a vampire. He's surviving through anything.
It's not going to go anywhere.
You know what I mean?
You know what's
But,
crazy?
I mean, the other interesting thing to me actually is that in the states where it's legalized, right, it's also 21. So it actually kind of lends itself to having that same barrier to entry that we already have with beer.
Right. Yeah, a lot of underage smoking. A lot of underage smoking is going to be happening.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the people that can do it legally and chill out and, like, explore the scene, it's going to be legal unless you know somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? And it's the same thing with beer. So.
Right. That's fair.
I don't know. I think that putting money into cannabis right now is a great idea. I think that and like blockchain right now are the 2 businesses or industries that you can put money into, and you're going to get a return on your investment. So
depending on where you are, I think, but depending on because you know, obviously like in New York, but you can't really, you know, it's still illegal.
Dangerous.
It's medicinal here, right?
It's only medicinal.
It's medicinal in a
But
very
even
small
then, it's
way.
very hard to get.
But if you could put
has to
money,
be very
if you could
secretive.
find some way to put money into cannabis here, like and like sit on it, like
the official channels, basically.
you're going to get money back. Whether it's just a matter of time.
Agree.
Don't they already have like
I mean, De Blasio, I don't know what his stances are, but
stores,
he'd be
right?
stupid not to be
Talking
a
about the stores.
pro weed
No,
guy.
I was gonna say like there's.
I'm not sure what his policies are, but I just feel that maybe he isn't. I think like New York has just always taken a very hard stance against those types of things.
Interesting. I mean, well, we do have medicinal
Because
here.
it
I mean, we
takes
have the
away
most
the
restrictive.
medicine.
It's the most
It's the most restrictive medicinal, but it's not like Alabama where it's just like, hey, you can't smoke weed at all.
I wouldn't say it's the most restrictive, because in PA you can't smoke it. It's only oils and tinctures.
Well, here, like, it's medicinal, and there's only 4 places or some shit that you can get it.
Okay.
It's super restrictive. Like in California, it was medicinal, but it was like, hey, you go to the beach, there's doctors. I mean, I saw this, I never went to them, but like, there are doctors that would give you a prescription at some point, and they would, and they would give you a prescription just right there on the beach, and so you're
Listen.
smoking on the beach.
I went to Las Vegas, and the doctor asked me because I wanted to get my license to, be able to buy, get my license for 6 months. And they were like, "Hey, what's wrong? Why do you need weed?" And I was like, "Listen, I have chronic pain because of an accident that I was in, which I was." And they were like, "All right, here you go." $20 later, bang bang. I had
Well,
my
there you
freaking
go.
license. I
But
bought
that-
like an ounce and smoked that shit within a week.
There you
Not
go.
even
Look,
3 days.
and it
But-
should be that easy, right? I mean, if you have chronic pain, I mean,
The reason why it's so difficult to get it here in New York is because medicine costs way more for people to get.
of course, the pharmaceutical industry controls a lot of those
not a
prices,
small
and that's
violin that
a
I'm playing.
billion-dollar global industry. So,
And even they're investing now. I've seen stories about them putting money into that scene.
I'm not surprised. I feel like it's inevitable.
They're hedging their bets, right?
There was a
They
recent-
know if it's going to take over,
They,
Right.
need
they
to
might as
get-
well already
they
be in
need
the
to
ground
find
floor.
money.
Right.
They need to find money.
You're far away from the mic,
Yeah,
Janair.
baby, come close.
Join us.
This is my boyfriend, Janair. Hi.
Janice Edge. He was on the show earlier today. He opened the show with us.
Laced, though.
Oh, I didn't know.
What's laced?
The medical marijuana, because the government knows you guys are going to smoke it. You guys meaning everybody. So they laced it.
I mean,
Not all of
Or it's
them.
not as real as you think it was.
well, it's just like with like acid, right? Like acid was created by basically like the CIA. There was a scientist who kind of created it to be like a truth serum. It was created in government labs, more or less. And people have been enjoying it for quite a bit of time.
He smoked K2, and they said it was. He basically had an acid trip, and everyone should do it once in their life.
Well, they say, what is it? The New
Well,
York
listen,
State law-
I've never done acid in my life, but I hear that acid trips are amazing.
That's what I was about to say, yo.
Well, was it if you do them what?
Amazing.
If you do them at least
Molly trips at least the first time.
in New
Never
York,
done that either, but Molly, I've heard that's a
Yo,
great
whoever
time.
raised you, let them
I had a
call
Tic
me,
Tac once. I had a
please.
Tic Tac.
So they say
Like,
that
please,
that
tell your parents
Never
to
did
call
Molly. I had a
me.
Tic
They
Tac.
must have done something right.
Orange Tic Tac.
well, I heard if you do acid in New York more than 7 times, I think it is. I could be my numbers might be off, but I think if you do that at least 7 times or more acid, you are clinically or legally insane by New York State standards.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's
That's
up.
what's up. That's what's up. Shout out
That's
to
what's up.
insane people.
You do fucking
I've never done this yet, but like anybody who has,
Would anyone like some more of the undead
that
stout?
may have done it, like more than 7 times.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
want some.
All right, I'll pour some for you, Becky.
Not so much.
Okay.
So let's like,
Interested in a little more,
Can I
Perry?
interview the both of you? Can I talk to both of you since we're having more of an open episode here?
Yeah.
So I think earlier I wanted to talk about what is your guys' favorite brewery here in New York? I mean, you've been here for what, 3.5 months?
Guinness.
You're from New York.
So I'm from New York. I guess I'll start. I mean, I'm very wishy-washy. It's very hard for me to answer that, but I'll say this. I mean, there's so many good ones. I love Single Cut. I think what they're doing is awesome. I think Other Half is awesome. But if I'm actually going to give you, if I had to give you my opinion, I would say my favorite actually is Interborough.
Interborough.
Yeah.
I like what they do in the fact that like they make good beers and they play good rap.
And that kind of pushed it over. They play really good rap sometimes, and that kind of pushed it over.
They play that Nas like Illmatic front to back, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't see that anywhere, let alone a brewery. And
Was that the red label? I'm sorry.
No, Inneborough is where we all went and we did shots there that one night when they had the clear whiskey.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Grand Street in Brooklyn.
Yeah. No,
You were
let
there
me ask
too,
Peter.
Jan.
Let me ask Perry the same question.
Ask him.
So I mean, for me, I've been to say 12 of the breweries in town, maybe a few more than that. Like I've done a decent run.
You've done more than I have.
But I tend.
Not saying I'm
I
anybody.
honestly tend to spend more time at beer bars because you have that more variety and you can play the range a little more. And in spite of them not being open yet, I actually do prefer Grimm, partly because I'm a sour head, and as good as all the beers are throughout town, I mean, go to Other Half, go to Interborough, any of these places, right? You're gonna get a solid beer, whether you're into an IPA or something else. But because of that, it's a little more. Everybody does the same kind of stuff, whereas Grimm's more focused on sours, and since that's kind of more my focus these days, and they do them really well, that's probably my favorite.
It's like there's no wrong answer to this, I mean,
there isn't.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fun. Like, I walk to Other Half today. I can walk to Stronger Open 3s as well. They do some great stuff as well. Are they my favorites? Nah. But they're solid places that you can get a good beer. You can get a great beer at actually any brewery in town.
Yeah, that's true.
And it also depends on what you're in the mood for, which is why I like going to the bars more often, right?
More
because
variety.
I can sit there and there's 8 breweries that are half of them are local. It's amazing,
Now, is there a brewery that both of you guys have not been to, have not tasted, that you really want to try?
In New York?
In New York.
So I still
Or
haven't,
otherwise.
I haven't had Iconic at all yet. So
Okay.
they're still on my short list.
You got to
check
try
out.
Iconic.
And I've been meaning to. Like, I just don't see them at bars is the reason I haven't had them.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw them in a tap, I would get it.
They have flavors that I think would align with your palate and your spectrum. I think you'd really enjoy it.
We should go out. Like, they have DJs at their brewery. We should go out.
Shout out to Bruno Daddy.
Shout out to Bruno Daddy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I still have 4 or 5 spots to check out, basically near Long Island City.
Okay.
So I've been thinking of doing, like, a little tour.
Yeah.
Because, what is it, Fifth Hammer's open now.
So I'm ashamed to
and
say...
I still haven't been to Transmitter either.
Well, Transmitter's moving. They're going to the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. But I mean, like, for the moment.
Right.
Technically, they're still there.
So I'm ashamed to say I'm a Queens guy. I have not yet been to Fifth Hammer. I know a lot of people who have, and they're raving about it. I need to get there. But that's I mean, I've been to basically almost every single other brewery in downstate New York. But when you go outside the state, I mean... I want to go to Alchemist. I want to go to Treehouse. I want to go to...
I had a few Treehouse cans, or tasters.
I've had...
From cans that somebody brought into town down in Lower East Side the other night.
Oh, nice.
Some really good stuff.
Nice.
Actually.
I mean, I've had a couple of things from Treehouse, but I would love to actually go there.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I still haven't been to Dogfish Head. I'd love to go down
I'd
there.
love to go to... Yeah. They were... one of the guys was just here
Extreme,
at
yeah,
Alewife.
Extreme.
Yeah. Him
Well,
and...
they have a brewery here in New York?
No.
But they're supporting an extreme brewing project.
They're like prophets for the homebrewers, basically. That's a good way to... I mean, these guys started as homebrewers, and like Dogfish is like exploded, and they're very well respected in the game.
Absolutely.
They're like the East Coast Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've done a collabo with Sierra Nevada as well.
Oh yeah. Was that the? I forget the name now. It's like Life and Limb.
Yes. That's what it was. It was something like that. Yeah. They did that not too long ago.
It had it was like honey or syrup or something from the East Coast, and then
something like that. Yeah.
Now, is there a national, or let's take this outside of New York? Well, is there a brewery that you guys would like to visit, that you like to try?
Oh, so many. There's a ton.
I want to go.
Let's pick one.
I'd like to go to brewery.
Okay. There you go.
I just had a beer by them the other night. Amazing.
What'd you have?
Amazing Berliner Weiss.
Okay.
It
Nice.
was fruit, lemon and cherry.
Oh wow.
Off the hook.
Nice. I mean, I want to go to Treehouse. I want to go. I want to take that trip. Go out to Treehouse. They're pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't been to the Northeast, like the far Northeast at all. So I mean, there's tons of places up that way.
There's a world of choices. So Becky, what about you? If you could go to any brewery, where would you go?
Don't hate me,
I'm not going to hate anybody.
but I would want to go to a brewery in Ireland.
What's wrong with that?
All right, listen.
That's
I'm
awesome.
not talking about America, but I'm like, listen.
The Guinness Brew House is amazing, actually.
I want to fucking go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland's awesome.
Yeah, my niece Regina went there recently. She went to the Guinness Brew House. She said it was sick.
Yeah. Tons of history, actually.
Hopefully.
It's not just the typical, here's how you make beer. It's,
Right.
There's like the whole history of, the barrel makers and all kinds of, there's a lot going on there.
So, sorry to interrupt. I just saw my kid's Chelsea soccer ball roller coaster. That's my fucking soccer ball. That's my kid's soccer ball. Who fucking
found
had
it
that?
in the back.
Son of a bitch.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Chelsea beat West Brom today 4-0. Hazard 2 goals.
As they should have.
As they should have.
As they should have.
Of course.
That was a hard. Hey, let's go Pens.
Oh yeah, tonight.
Let's go Pens.
against
3-peat.
Chicago.
3-peat. Let's get it.
So let's switch gears a little second. So what does everybody got going on for Thanksgiving? So we're dropping this episode a
Both
day
of us.
before Thanksgiving. What do you guys got going on for Perry? I'll start with you. What do you got going on for Thanksgiving?
I'm heading back to Pittsburgh, actually. I'm going to take a handful of cans from the city down.
Nice.
Hopefully, replicate the way back.
There you go.
Bring some stuff up here
Yeah,
for
man.
us to share.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm just going to spend a week, catch up with people, see a couple new breweries actually open while I've been gone. So hoping to check that out while
There
I'm
you
in
go.
town.
There you go. Be repping that beer today, beer tomorrow in Pittsburgh.
yeah.
There you go. Becky, what about you? What do you got planned for Thanksgiving?
I'm gonna be with my boyfriend
Yeah.
and his family in New
Okay.
Jersey.
All right.
Yeah.
Jersey. All right.
Yeah. So
Sorry
we're
to
gonna
hear
be
that.
in Jersey.
Yeah.
What did you say?
From New York, moved to Jersey, so they're not from Jersey.
That's fine. That's all right. That's
Doesn't
cool.
matter if they lived there for
That's
more
cool.
than 3 years.
They're from there. There you go. And Just, what about you? What do you got going on for Thanksgiving?
So I think I'll be out here till Thursday morning. Wednesday, probably going to get it out here. Like last year, I'll say we went to 13th Step
Nice.
in the Village, and I puked in a corner. And, like, nobody noticed because I'm a legend. And, like, that's going to be a thing. Then I'm going to D.C. for Thanksgiving weekend. So I'll be out there
Nice.
for about 4 days. And then I'll be back Sunday night.
Dope.
So
That's what's up.
yeah, it's good. I'm happy to be here. It's 3 years here in the big city. Looking forward to doing many more podcasts with you guys. We got some podcasts lined up though, right?
I mean, we're gonna line them up. I mean, we got something going on in December 15th.
The 15th.
The 15th, we got the Art Gala music festival. And then we're working on some stuff. We'll see if we can get some stuff done with some of the other breweries, like Three's Brewery and Strong Rope and all them. And
We should do some kind of like Christmas exchange, kind of like.
we could do that.
Thank
you.
We could do a Christmas exchange group.
Like everybody bring some beer,
We could do that.
drink some beer, and be obnoxious.
We could
Oh
do
my
that December
God.
1st event they got going on here at Absurd Conclave. We could do that
Ooh,
too.
But that's edible. I mean,
Well,
that's
well,
edibles.
like,
I mean,
also-
we should do like a Christmas hat. You know,
Yeah.
everyone picks a name and they're like, "Listen, this is the beer I got for you. Tell me what you
Oh.
think.
Yeah.
Do you
something
like
like
it
that.
or no?"
We could do something like that. We
We
could
could
That
do something
sounds
like that.
cute.
And then we're also, I mean,
could
in
do
the
that.
future, like, I don't know, like, I had a hip hop podcast for like 9 years. jpitshow.com, JPITTSSHOW.com. We're going to do some kind of collabo where we play hip hop
Oh yeah.
and drink some beers.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
As well.
There's supposed to be a new beer bar opening with a guy that has tons of hip hop vinyl.
Beer wax.
That's what I was trying
Yeah.
to
Where is that? Where is this?
He used to work at Finback. I think it's Prospect Park, right?
I don't know where it is, but
I think it's Prospect Park.
I'll be there. Let's go.
I did.
Let's go.
I don't know.
I
don't
did a
know if
blog
they're
on
open
them.
yet. They were kickstartering for it. But
Yes. I did a blog on those guys. He used to work at Finback. Really cool guy. He's into that boom bap era, hip hop, spinning vinyl records and all that. We definitely got to get a show there. We definitely got to go show. Those guys are cool, and I dig what they're doing. We definitely got to make that happen. And as for me, I'll be going out visiting fam, so I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday probably as well. Going out east, visiting fam, getting wasted. I might do a drunk family podcast. I don't know. It might be too extreme.
Oh my God, that would be so cute.
I don't know how cute it would be.
Oh, que bendito.
It might be devastating. I don't know how cute it's going to be. But I'm definitely rolling out there with a lot of beer. I got my Interborough Hall I got that horchata sucia. I got that.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, we had that the other night. It was pretty good. I got that mad fat fluid. And who doesn't like my mad fat fluid? And then I got the
the red one, the with the red label on it.
That was double.
It was red and blue.
Yeah.
Mad fat fluid.
Yeah.
Mad fat fluid's dope. Yeah.
That was good.
That was.
I cannot forget because he kept repeating. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite beers, absolutely. And the other one is a Hop Tang, which was a collabo with Wakefield. And then I got a couple of growlers from Hopsy. I got an Ombergang Saison, which actually Becky has an Ombergang Saison, so we may be able to twist her arm and pour that here. And I got a couple of other beers. I got an IPA from Barrier, and I got a Rockaway's IPA as well. So I'm stacked for Thanksgiving. And then my dad's a big wine guy. He's got a wine cellar in the basement. He's got a ton of wines, and he's also got a bunch of Canadian beer, believe it or not. So it's going to be good. We're going to get trashed. And then BTBT is going to go hard in the next year, and we're gonna get more and more of these podcasts. So it's going to be dope. Becky, any parting words? Anything you want the world to know about Absurd Conclave and Juice Garden BK?
If you have an idea, we can help make that idea come to life.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a great way to end this segment.
Me,
out here
Peter.
in Bushwick,
Don't fuck with me.
Out here in Bushwick, what you off the L? Off the L?
Yeah,
what?
just off the Jefferson stop.
Just off the Jefferson stop.
Yeah, 360 Jefferson
Between
Street.
Wyckoff and Irving.
Yeah. There you go. That's
Go
what's
get
up.
yourself some tacos at Los Hermanos.
There you
Ooh,
go.
That star too.
You can stop at KCBC right around the corner. Get some
there's
beers.
all the things here. They got Braven coming out here. Like this. Like,
Braven's right next door. Braven's about to open up in 2018.
Yeah. So you want to have your like little ideas come here.
Yeah.
Art shows.
And they're gonna have beer
that
here
shit.
too, so you don't even need to go to those other places. They're gonna have beer.
Bang bang.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
You know it.
Like they got beer here tonight, so it's all good stuff.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
Yeah, sure. It's
I know
good.
it wasn't planned, but
It wasn't, but that's life. Life isn't planned, and this show is a microcosm of life. So we we enjoy having you on, and
Yeah, exactly.
let's toast one. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Shout out
I'm
to
drinking-
AJ Styles. I think he's gonna beat Brock Lesnar tomorrow. Peace.
All right, AJ Styles, he's doing it. Peace.
Couldn't make it in the UFC, but he can't make it in WWE.
Thanks for listening to this week's show. We appreciate the support and love. Don't forget, if you're not already doing it, follow the BTBT Craft Beer Odyssey on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter right now. Don't wait. Hit that follow button. And while you're at it, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and let us know what you think about our show. Love it, hate it, somewhere in between, or you just want to ask about a beer. Let us know. We want to hear from you. We'll be back next week with another dose of dopeness. Until then, no matter where you are in the world, drink local, drink fresh, repeat. Cheers.